Namaste and welcome to class. And thank you for sitting with me, with you, and divine attention. And in this opportunity, we have one of the participants of the course in meditation and life cycles. And we have been studying this for 8 weeks or so. And you want to play some questions?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about the release of emotions, especially within the feminine. And because we've been studying the right use of will. And, you know, it's been my observation and my personal experience of both sometimes there being kind of a destructive, what I've seen as a destructive release of emotions. And then there's other times where it's a release of emotions that is more purifying in my experience. And I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about that.
Well, let's start with the premises of things that seems unrelated to it. And one is the descension of our own frequency as a race. We are all waves, we are all sound, we are all patterns and vibrations. And that when it descends into different patterns to get into matter, suffers certain amount of transmutation, right? And from that you need to let go of things that in the spirit world were normal, like telepathy, like moving objects at your will, like knowing that you can be in different times at the same, in different places
At
in the
the
same
same
time. All these innate faculties that we carry as beings, especially if you have been in other incarnations in another planets and so on. It's very tangible. So to come into the human body, you have to let go of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not always easy.
Mm-mm.
It's like chopping the hand or something. And we feel angry, and we feel limited,
Yes.
and we feel that we have lost something, and that we need to work hard, or or we lost it because we are bad, right? So that is the primer, more fundamental emotion I'm talking about. It's not necessarily the emotions of a daily life that are just simply is a repertoire of scanning your reality and scanning your thoughts process, because each thought have an emotion attached. It's about that deep sense of how you are handling that first disruption where you thought that you were losing your spirit, that you were losing something about you, which is untrue. But because of the descension of frequency, we lost remembrance. We lost that, it's part of the game, that we actually have never been losing anything. It's just in dormancy in our cellular system. So, and with that primer emotion there, it branch out to your daily life.
Yes.
Right? That anger or that frustration, you say, it's because my husband, or it's because things that happen to you. We learn to exteriorize the emotion, and that it becomes the commotion.
Yes.
Because we are not owning the emotion, the original, acknowledging. So part of the healing of the feminine is to accept that descension into matter. Is to see that is part of what you sign up for, to experience, to learn, and that you are not losing anything. And this is profound, because it have an attachment to when we don't own it, it comes them collective patterns like doubt, like often women, the feminine, doubt. Say, oh, am I doing good things? Is this right? Am I looking okay? You know, all these things that is part of that descension, is part of that going into density. So how to do it is first, number one at all is to recognize the process.
Yeah, to realize that that's happened.
That had happened and that
and
okay.
that's behind all these other things that kind of are born out of it.
Yeah,
you know?
that are modifications. So the second one is forgiveness. Is forgiveness. Is meaning accept yourself and your experiences as they are. Meaning do not exteriorize them. Don't blame the outside because once you are in the outside, you are at the mercy of everything.
Yes.
So you lose power really
Completely.
completely. So the third thing I will say is to open a space of quietness, of contemplation, and that's when the retreat comes in, where you are releasing or reprogramming that memory, that it doesn't have the same gravity over your cellular vibration, over your alchemy, over your chemistry. And then do nothing, which is very hard for women.
Yes.
Because we want to do something about it, because it's painful, or because we think that we tap into the actual masculine energy.
Yeah. Fix it.
Go into perfection and so on. It's that we need to detach. And that's where we partner up with life itself, because life heals naturally. Right? It's just a matter, just wait, have the patience. Life heals, life is at your mercy, depending of how you approach it. Is it with gratitude? Is it with friendliness? Is it with feel me now, or aggressivity? No, you have to synchronize yourself with the life force, with the receptive force. It's like you let yourself go into the operation table, knowing that is the original trust that then is reclaimed. The original trust in life and healing and the feminine. So it's the emotions that we tend to feel. I suggest not to pay too much attention, because it's all ramifications. And not attention means don't try to correct it, don't try to label it, don't try to judgment, because then you deny more, you suppress more.
Understand.
Yeah, you say, oh,
figure it out.
Yeah, you say, oh, I need to feel happy, so I have to work with this. I need to get the husband, I need to get the relationship, I need to get the work. But really is unrelated totally. So as long as we are exteriorizing things, we are not in power. And when we go within and see these 4 steps, very simple, and practice them, we're able to have the command of life, just through our psyche, through our 7 chakras, in a state of relaxation, in a state of letting go. So when we talk about the cycles of life, we talk about understanding who is the doer of the cycles, how it works, what it wants from you, right? And only through that feminine force we come into the planet, and only through that force we go out of the planet. But first we need to honor what we have denied.
Yes.
In all stages of our soul journey, we have to acknowledge, and it's so many, because our body is a record device. It's all impressions are happening for so fast 10,000 impressions for a blink of an eye. Imagine that. That's what the Vedas say. So it's pretty intense what the memories in the body goes and organize in the subconscious, in the unconscious, and what comes into the conscious is very little. Like the exercise we did yesterday, right? It's okay. Remember you 12 months.
Amnesia.
What happened in there? What did you experience? What did you learn? And you were face to face to the how many little memory we're able to retain. That means that the space that we have the capability of remember is occupied by denial emotions.
Wow. The space that my memory disk, my memory stick is occupied by the emotions.
By denial emotions.
By denied emotions. So I need to get in there and delete.
That's right.
Which is what
the 4 steps are.
And like one of the best medicines in my experience has been the silent retreats, right? Where you're filling the memory stick up less.
Silence is key. But you also have breath. You also have meditation. You also have just any inner space. It will put you in touch with that. And that's what many people don't want to find. And the spiritual work really is to, not to dig, but to present oneself and say, my memory stick is full and I would like some refreshment. Then life come, you feel alive, you feel the enthusiasm, you feel joy. You know, the pleasure of all kind of pleasures are there. Your emotional body expands, right? Because it have the fluidity of feeling the other, feeling different dimensions. Like we're in nature and we feel that, okay, trees live in a different dimension. And as we tap into it, it's just joy. Just joy is they are happy to be alive. You know, we see it in the dogs, we see it in the babies, we see it in the things that are not having that memory stick full, because they completely evacuate and they completely refilled in the cycles of life. Right. So with that lightness, you can come back and partner up with the lightness of the spirit. That's the idea. Well, thank you for your questions.
Thank you for your response.
My pleasure. Thank you for sitting with me, and I will see you in our next class. Namaste.
Namaste.